As you may have heard or seen, I've recently released my new short film, One Day or Day One. The film's title question has sparked many conversations with friends and the wider audience. It seems the film has inspired others to think about their one-day experiences and how they can turn their intentions into actions and therefore into reality. I thought, why not share some of those conversations and experiences to hopefully inspire more people to change their one day into a day one. My first guest is Fiorela Valencia, a world traveller, a coffee shop owner, a Spanish language tutor, and an all-round wonderful person. So without further ado, welcome to episode 1 of the Day One Experience. The Day One Experience.
We met in Washington, D.C. What I remember is I was in D.C. for a long time because I went there to open a coffee shop. And what I remember about it is I was getting into the elevator, and for some reason I turned around and I started talking to you, but to be honest, I don't remember what was the topic, why. And then we started talking, and at the end, I remember I didn't get into the elevator, and I just sat down with you and we started talking for probably an hour or more.
I think it was more. I think I'd come in from somewhere, wherever it was, and
probably a museum.
Maybe, and you were going wherever, and then we got talking on a thing, and then you abandoned your going to bed plan, and it was already 1 a.m, right, I think, and then we'd talk for 2 straight hours, which was really lovely and really mad, and I'm glad it happened. That was it, and you had your little coffee shop. It was a nice vibe that you made.
For me, it was at that conversation, it was the deepest conversation I had in a very long time. It was beautiful because it was just saying hi, and then the conversation got really deep. And I love deep conversations. So I was like, oh, okay, I belong here.
Yeah, and that's how you get to the good stuff, right? Is you can't get to know someone properly on the surface.
Yeah, it was a beautiful conversation, yeah. Definitely, that even I forgot what I was doing,
But it's good to do that, and it shows that things flowed, and it hasn't stopped since. Crazy, I love it.
Right?
But it's just a shame we're on opposite sides of the world in a different continent and everything.
You're in the UK, I'm in Peru, so yeah.
What took you to DC in the first place?
2021 in August, I went there to get vaccinated because here in Peru we had a shortage of vaccines. I was really worried because of my mom, that I was living with her at that time, and so I was okay, I just have one option, I can, or 2 options actually: wait here in Peru, or maybe take the advantage and go to the United States and get vaccinated. So that's why I went to DC, and then in DC I met my business partner just in a casual conversation, and we started talking about coffee, and then he told me I always wanted to open a coffee shop, and I don't know anything about it. I was guess what? I know a lot about coffee. I love coffee, and I took a barista course. And so we decided, in one day, we were okay, let's open a coffee shop together. That's why 2022, I went back to DC. And that's when I met you.
So you've already had a day one, a proper day one where you was just all in and went for it. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was actually I always dreamt about owning a coffee shop, because I love coffee, but I never thought that it would be in another part of the world, So the probabilities to have a coffee shop were more in Peru than in other country. And then it just happened. It was for me, it was wow, this is magic,
Mm-hmm. Meant to be.
Exactly.
I think that is one of those hope for things to happen as they do kind of experiences.
It was something that I couldn't understand. Like my mind couldn't understand it, but my soul was like, it feels right. I was like, yeah, it feels right. So just let's do it. And yeah, and then I was like, not thinking about like something bad could happen or anything. I was like, yeah, just feel it right. I would just go for it.
I think when you're in that like state of mind of being that open, less bad things will happen because you're not forcing it to not happen, and you're just like being. At least for me, I spend a lot of the time trying to get out of my own way.
I need to say something here because I know that at that time that everything this happened, a lot of great things were happening to my life. A lot of great things, like traveling, and I was meeting a lot of great people. I was like in a state of mind that I was at peace, I would say. And also, I felt that, I don't know, I've never felt that way. Like everything was like right, everything was perfect. And also, I was working a lot on my mindset, a lot of journaling, reading, doing yoga. I don't know if that helped, but probably because my mindset was so like calm. I totally say that because of that state of mind, all that good stuff happened to me.
Being that kind of proactive when you took yourself to the States to do this thing that was kind of necessary anyway, but instead of waiting for something to find you before you began, you like got a jump start on it, and the universe picked up on that and delivered, or you at least permitted yourself to welcome that kind of stuff in. Yeah. And I think that can only really happen when you're in that kind of calm, because like if you're in a rush for something, everything takes 10 times longer to do just because you're in a panic, not because it actually takes that much longer.
Yeah, definitely. That's why, like, when I watch your videos, it resonates with me so much that I was like, yeah, yeah. Like, I cannot say anything. The only thing that I can say, okay, this is perfect. Like, a lot of people need to watch these kind of videos because we need it in this world. Yeah.
You've told me about one of your day ones. What's your newest one day, and what's holding you back from taking the leap?
Well, what it comes to my mind right now is like one day I will be free. I don't feel free because I'm going through a financial situation that is really hard. So that is like pulling me back. But right now I'm working on that. So I'm working so hard in order to become free again. And that is my one day. One day I will be free and I will do what I want. Like probably the first thing that I will do is to travel somewhere. I don't know where, but seriously, like my soul is like wants to go somewhere just to feel that I'm in a new place, that I need to focus on the present. So yeah, right now that is my one day. I need to think where to go, what to do in order to get there. So my plan is pretty much to work really hard and start growing my business. So I sell like my business, like, well, besides the coffee shop, I teach Spanish online. So that's my baby that I want to grow. With my baby, I will be able to travel or to do whatever I want. So everything is about freedom right now to me.
I think it's very important to keep having firsts. If someone's in a relationship, they might get a bit bored or it might feel a bit stagnant because they're like, we've done all of this stuff together, like what else new do we have to do, especially together? But it sounds like you've got your other half basically, or your baby as you call it, which is very sweet. Which I guess you would want to take very good care of. I suppose in a way that's kind of like self-care.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I didn't see it that way before because like I started teaching online like 3 years ago or something, but at the beginning I didn't see it in the way that I'm seeing it right now. So probably that's why I'm in this position that life is trying to tell me, like you have to change your mindset and do different things. And yeah, right now I don't see it as before. I'm like, I really want to take care of my baby,
Mm-hmm.
and give all the love. And as you said, it's self-care as well, because it's all my energy there.
Yeah.
And of course, I will take care of my energy. Yeah.
I think the anxiety can be a good thing. It changed for me when I was like, instead of it being a hindrance, it's like an indicator. So like if you're anxious about something, it just signifies that something needs to change.
Somewhere I read or somewhere that it said, like, make a list of the things that you really, really love in your life and you will never change, or something like that. So I made my list. And then the next step was to eliminate, or yes, like five of them. So I did that. So, and then said, like, put it in order. What would be the first one, the second, the third, and blah, blah, blah. And for me, the first thing that I really, really love, and I will never change it for anything, was freedom. And I didn't know that until I saw it on my paper, and I was like, wait a minute, that's true. That's what I love. I love the freedom to go wherever I want. I love the freedom to eat what I want. Everything was about freedom. So now I know that for me, freedom is a non-negotiable. So it's that now. It's not just the necessity to pay my debt. It is also like, I know my soul needs freedom. I know I need it. Otherwise, like, I will be dead inside. So now it's that energy that is pushing me to do that.
Thanks again to Fiorela, and if you'd like to learn Spanish, you can find all of her teaching and social media links in the description below. Start your language learning journey with a free 30-minute class with Fiorela and find out a way you can learn in a way that best suits you. You can also find the link to my short film in the description below, as well as the link to the One Day or Day One community Facebook group. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you in the next one in episode 2 of the Day One Experience. The Day One Experience.